Hello everyone, and welcome back to my Let's Play of The Dark Rites of Arkham. Last time, we have set up, well, we didn't set up our case, we found the start of our case in the form of a headless dead body and a charred hand. Today, we need to meet up with our partner and then presumably start investigating. Let's start by investigating the police station. My mug used to hang up there. Now that spineless weasel that Evans has taken my spot. What did you do to earn that, Evans? The only thing you can brag about is your tongue. Is your tongue ain't worn out yet from licking the captain's boots. Walter Gilman, missing, age 24, originally from Haverville. Last seen at his home at 100 High Street, Arkham. Someone ditched something wrapped in newspaper. This is coming with me. What? What? Why would you do that? Are you mad? There is a 1 in a million chance that it contains something valuable. Then again, you never know. It's a moldy bread. Pastrami with cheese. Or at least that's what I gather from the greenish, moldy feeling. A moldy sandwich as hard as a rock. If some food whets your appetite, this one kills it. Why did you pick this up? Why do you have this? I don't see anything burning. Since Prohibition, the brass wants us to stay dry. Of course they know the biggest boozers wear badges. Lee Archer. Holster. There you were back. Hadn't seen you around. How are you holding up? Good, I guess. You've got the boys all pissed off, you know that? Yeah, not exactly pronking around here. They blame you for Mac. You too, huh? Me? Nah. We're cops. Count with the territory. I'm not to blame for what happened to Mac. Yeah, I know. But you gotta admit, the story you told was a little off. Having fun with that coin? Ah, this! Busted a shell game hustler near Wandering. The guy was pretty good, you know? I told him if he showed me the trick, I'd talk to the judge to get his sentence reduced. Obviously I ain't telling the judge shit. Want me to show you? Come on, if you guess which hand I have the coin in, you can have it. What do you say? Yeah, why not? Alright then, let's go. Alright, where's the coin? Left hand? Alright. Is there a trick to this? Neither. I mean, if it's a hustle, then it's probably not in either of your hands. Okay, I don't see any indication which one it would be. So left. Tough luck, Foster. You're a detective. You should have known where it was. Is there a gimmick? Left hand or right? What am I missing? I'm not seeing anything. Still no? My other guess is that there is some gimmick that you need like a mirror or something to see where he hides it. What is the trick? Concentrate, will ya? Is it in your pants? Is it in your sleeves? There's nothing I can select other than hands. Okay, I mean, if it's random luck, I should guess eventually. I'm starting to feel like there should definitely be a trick and we need something to figure it out. Okay, I'm calling it quits. Let's go back to the offices. The captain's not around, and his office is locked up tight. Elevator? Well, presumably we are off to the basement. Yes, please. I think this is the first time I've been down to the basement. And it looks like when I Alt-Tab, the game audio shuts down, which is unfortunate. Alright. Empty locker. Alright, let's check the next one. There's a toolbox. Rusted solid, completely useless. And spooky lights. So this is where they stash you, huh, Calvin? Smart move, sitting out the 28th election. You dodged the bullet, not having to manage this hot-damn crisis. Office supplies, also the labels say. Well, look at that. Whole box full of letter openers. I'm done shredding envelopes with my nails. Especially since I've been chewing them to nubs. Okay, we have a shitty knife. A brand new letter opener from the Wilson Taylor Company. A disinterested donation to the department from the manufacturer. Let's check the electrical panel. I'm not curing brownouts by poking blind at... What? I'm not curing brownouts by poking blind at breakers. They're coming from the elevated train on Barlow Street, right behind the station. I have no idea what you're talking about. Yes, this is where they parked my new partner. What was his name again? Holden? Hunter? Ah, damn it. It's right there on the plaque. Harvey Whitman. Harvey? Harvey Whitman. I'm Jack Foster, your new partner. Damn it. What the? Okay, so he is more of a professional occultist type. Oh. You must be Jack Foster, my partner. And you're Harry. I mean, Harvey. Harvey Whitman. A pleasure. Oh, I'm sorry, but I'm not going to shake your hand. Of course you won't. You just came out of the bathroom. That's not the reason. I think shaking hands is a social convention that disregards those who find physical contact. Okay, cut the crap. The captain already told me you were not Doc. He said that? He also said you wanted to talk to me about the case. Yeah, come with me. I took the liberty of making a rendering of the tattoo on our victim's back, based on the crime scene photos. Why? I already drew it. Your sketch was rather crude, and several symbols do not correspond to their original positions. I apologize if I offended you, but it is a matter of organization. Don't sweat it. Around here, everything is organized. Even crime. I prefer not to show crime scene photos to civilians, so I drew it as faithfully as possible. Hold on, what the hell is that? What? Where? In the lower right corner. His signature, I assume? Well, that wasn't on the victim's back. It's my signature. Your signature? What is this, an art contest? No. Why? Forget it. Go on. See the symbols inside the circle? Their origin is lost in the mists of time. Some experts claim they predate cuneiform writing. What? The earliest writing system on record, developed by the ancient Sumerians in Mesopotamia, 3000 years before Christ. I studied these symbols years ago. It is a very basic, concept-based script. Can you read them? What do they say? I may be trusting, but several can be translated as repulsion or rejection. Now look at the ones that follow the line of the circle. They look like arrows. Exactly. And they all point outward. A similar symbology is reflected in several spells in the Culted Ghouls, written by Count de Arlet. This all suggests a warding spell. According to the Book of Aben, for this type of spell to be effective, the pattern must be duplicated between the person to be protected and the space where they want to be protected. So you're saying the tattoo on the victim's back and the symbol on the floor. According to your theory, the guy wasn't the victim of a ritual, he was protecting himself. Protecting himself from who? Of what? I have a question. The symbol in the center. You haven't mentioned it. What does it mean? I cannot say for certain. I believe it could be the emblem of an order. I've combed through my entire library looking for its meaning or a similar pattern, but I haven't been able to find it. However, for several years now, I've been in contact with a man who is very knowledgeable about occult symbolism. Benjamin Marsh. He is an antiquarian and one of the leading experts on the subject, and he is here in Arkham. He is a very private person. He always refused to meet in person. We only communicated by letter. Lately, he hasn't been answering my letters. I fear something may have happened to him. Sounds like we should pay the social butterfly a visit. Might give us a clue to the victim's identity if we crack that emblem. There is also the matter of the hand found next to the body. The charred one, right. Or our second Vic at the scene. His prints don't match anyone in our files. We don't know his identity. We haven't found the source of the fire, or any fuel that caused it. I have analyzed the photograph and have come to the conclusion that this type of charring is quite unusual. Typical of spontaneous human combustion. A phenomenon that isn't very common, but real. Wait a second. Spontaneous what now? Say that again? That the man burned without any external source of ignition. I beg your pardon? That the victim burned on its own. You're kidding me. That's even possible. Absolutely. In fact, this morning I read a story in today's edition of Arkham Advertise about a lecture by certain Philip Moore who studied this phenomena. We can present the case to him and perhaps establish a connection between the protection spell and the spontaneous human combustion of the second victim. Hold on. Are you telling me some black magic hacks cooked him from the inside? You buy into black magic? A year ago I would have called it bunk, but lately, let's say I'm more open-minded. Leave it at that. What about you? My background is in science. I'm supposed to reject these superstitions. But in my years of service, I have witnessed things that defy rational explanation. Not sure that comforts me, but at least I'm not alone. Okay, so where is this fella you mentioned giving his talk? I don't remember. I skimmed the news and haven't thought about it until now. All I know is that the lecture is today. How convenient. Well, grab the newspaper and we'll find out. I don't have it here. Mackenzie took it with him this afternoon. Alright, let's find the newspaper and pay a visit to the expert in symbology. Grab your hat. We are rolling. I don't wear one. Another social convention you don't agree with? No, the lining gives me eczema on my forehead. Good lord. What are you doing? So I assume Harvey Whitman is supposed to be, like, implied autistic. I'm taking the photos of the chart hand. Wanna show them to the expert. Where's that? Do you have your notebook with you? Yes. Alright, now that we are partners, you're on note duty. Which means I don't have to carry mine. Something tells me my pockets are going to be full before this case is over. Let's go. Harvey is booking it. So what do we do now? Let's get out of my office. There is nothing to do here. Unless you want to listen to the radio. What's the story with these connected dots on the Arkham map? It's an investigation I've been conducting for quite some time. I'm all ears. I don't want to bore you with the details. Alright. Are you making like a shitty Star of David? Bet you've been swamped with all these cults springing up, huh? Looks like folks are getting nuttier by the day. It's It's a little more complex than that. Oh, really? Well, what do I know? You're the expert. The pentagram's got my attention. He is going to correct him that it's not a pentagram. But the one on the floor is the one I care about. You're not performing satanic rituals and all that crap down here, are you? I will admit, I have performed some in the past. Purely as a method to better understand the Satanist mindset. But not in this case. I was looking for a correlation between these two symbols for a research project, and didn't have another blackboard available. And here I thought you were just summoning Lucifer in your spare time. No, it's just... Right, I get the picture. Is this your handwriting? That's right. What's wrong? Jeez, you write just like you sign your name. Is that a criticism? He was painting pretty well. Certified as a specialist in psychiatry, Dr. Harvey Whitman. You're a shrink. Yeah. Doctor, too. Yeah, I have a doctorate in psychiatry. From the University of Massachusetts, Amherst. Well, aren't you just full of surprises? I'd rather you don't go poking around in those drawers. Why? They've got material from ongoing cases. I'd rather you didn't mess up my files. Do you ever read anything besides occult books? Of course. Like what? Psychiatry books? Horror and science fiction. Okay, never mind. You know wonder stories? Weird tales? Nah, I leave that kind of stuff to the crackpots. Don't be so judgmental. Is it real? Indeed. I'm not asking how it found its way here. What's it say? You have very small handwriting. Oh, it reads, please do not touch any objects on this shelf. I just prefer no one handle my thing. What is this? Ancient druidic figurines. Please don't touch. They're very delicate. It's not functional. It's not functional. Lines don't reach down here. It's purely for decoration. That's weird. Need to hit the John? I already went. What about you? The Johns upstairs are always a mess. Doubt this one down here is any better. I'll pass. Don't worry, I clean it every day. So you won't shake your partner's hand, but you'll scrub a toilet bowl. I doubt that. Alright, radio. This modern racket ain't for me. They don't make tunes like they used to. Okay, we're good to go. Okay, let's recap. We've got two victims. One guy was found with his head ripped clean off, lying on some kind of pentagram. All that was left of the other was his head, and according to you, it was due to... what did you call it? Spontaneous human combustion. Yeah, that. First week had a warding spell tattooed on him. What or who was he trying to protect himself from? From the second victim? Alright, let's pretend the fairy dust is real for a minute. Was the second Vic the killer, and the spell did its job? It's possible that the second victim was collaborating in the ritual, and for some reason it all got out of control. I hope you're right, because if I'm being honest, I'm in way over my head on this one. Okay, let's go see your pen pal, so he can explain the emblem on the first victim's back. That will give us a clue to his identity. If he belongs to an order or a cult, we may be able to place it. We'll also pay a visit to that Philip Moore guy. He can tell us if there is a connection between that spell and spontaneous human combustion. We need a copy of the Arkham advertiser. I don't remember where that talk will take place. Alright, let's hunt one down. Let's go. Okay. We'll begin by investigating more of the police station and see if we can get the newspaper. I don't think so. We'll leave the exercise for another day. There is an elevator right there. Don't be such a dick. After we check everything in the police station, we will go to... I think we'll go to the occultist first, and the human combustion expert later. Nothing in the trash can. Let's see if anything is better with the guy on my side. Does not look like. Yeah. What's going on? He's palming it in his sleeve. I fucking knew it. What? The coin. He keeps it in his sleeve. And unfortunately, our detective, whose name I forgot, is not very sharp. I would have expected him to guess that after the second hustling was mentioned. This sleeve? Neither. It's up your sleeve. Whitman tipped you off, huh? Hey, you. Think you're clever, huh? What? You never open your mouth, and when you do, it's to screw me over. It wasn't a fair game. There was no chance. That was the goddamn point, you idiot. Hey, Archie. Also, Archie, you're kind of going too hard for a game that had a coin as stakes. You're out of line. You know who you're working with. Whitman's nothing but a bookworm. He'll ditch you the second things get rough. I don't know about that. What I do know is that you owe me a coin. Packet, you want your coin? Here's your blasted coin. Why are you so mad? Weird guy. Mark my words, Foster. This guy's gonna leave you high and dry. Well, that was awkward. Is that true? What? He hinted that you have no street experience. Of course I do. Most of my work is done at the office, but I assist my colleagues if my presence is required. Then why did Archer say it? I don't know. I guess, like you, I'm not very popular with my colleagues. But I promise you, I'll rise to the occasion. I'll cover you when I have to, and I'll be there when you need me. Are you sure? You should trust what I'm telling you. You're my partner. I know Archer's been saying I belong in the loony bin, and he's one of the ones who blames... What? And he's one of the ones who blames me for what happened to Mac. Even though earlier he said he doesn't. And when he saw me, the son of a bitch didn't have the guts to say it to my face. You better be up to it out there, Harvey. I will. Don't worry about it. Let's move. Rumor has it that if this recession persists, the copper in this penny will be worth more than the coin itself. All officers who were near the Gardner farm must undergo a medical examination. You okay? Let's go to the evidence floor now. More portraits. This guy looks familiar. I wonder if this is a real person or someone based on something. Our new president, Franklin Delano Roosevelt. Okay, he's in fact a real person. The so-called experts think he'll pull us out of this whole mess. So who did you pull the lever for in the last election? The vote is secret. Idiot. The Socialist Party of America, huh? The department's proud display of its greatest hits, straight from the pages of the Arkham advertising. They say water is supposed to be odorless, colorless, and tasteless. This one smells awful, has a greenish color, and tastes like hell. Does it come straight from the Arkham River or what? Can we feed you the sandwich, Harvey? I can carry it myself. Do you want me to carry it? No, I can handle it. This is my partner, for God's sake. Okay, so you have a reaction to this, huh? Points the way to the evidence lookup. To the evidence storage room and nothing over there. Stay dry. Why are you closing? What? What's that smell? Greasy and delicious. Hello? Wilbur? How's it going, Wilbur? Can't complain. I mean, of course I can, but at least I have a job. And I pray it stays that way. By the way, hey, sorry about Mac. Yeah, well, what kind of feast are you guys having back there? Smells good, huh? It's some hot dogs from a guy with a stand over at Long Park. By the way, I saw Frank the Worm there. Word is, he is on Mayor Bradley's campaign now. He sends his regards. That he's part of the campaign team? That rat is up to something. He's reformed. I'll believe it when I see it. I think I'll swing by. Nothing about this stinks. Okay, a side quest. This joint is leaking like a sieve. One of these days we're gonna have to swim out of this dump. Why do we have leaking from on the first floor rather than the second floor? That's weird. Why would you take a bucket of water? Why wouldn't I? No, that's a good question. Why did you take this? The precinct is old and leaks everywhere. This bucket brimming with ice cold water proves it. Hey, Harvey. You heard of the Cullen-Harrison Act? Yes, they want to legalize the sale of beer and wine. They say Roosevelt is about to sign it. That's good news. How about we get a head start on celebrating? There is a guy those bastards upstairs turn a blind eye to. And I think we could get a couple of bottles of... Are you out of your mind? Do not count on me. These are entry forms for registering evidence. If you want to log evidence, you fill out a form first. Okay. How does this work? Yeah, now the drill, Foster. What's the matter with you? You bring me some evidence, you fill out the delivery form, and I log it. Like we've always done. Okay, nothing here. Do you want a coin? Is that evidence you want to log? Actually, it's not. What the hell was that? Okay, let's keep pointing gun at people, because they keep having reactions. And off to the lobby. Let's go pay those two guys a visit. Benjamin Marsh and Philip Moore. The first one can tell us the meaning of the emblem on the first victim's tattoo, and the second one can tell us the connection between the spell and spontaneous human combustion. But first we should get a copy of today's edition of Arkham Advertising. There is an article about the venue for Philip Moore's lecture. You said? Let's go. Oh yeah, we also need to visit our psychiatrist. Maybe we can begin with that. Hey, hi. Tell me a little bit about yourself. Are you married? Why do you talk so much? You haven't stopped talking for a moment. I talk so much because you talk so little. Someone's got to balance the universe. One moment. Dr. Striner's practices in this very building. You know him? Yeah. We're working together on an innovative psychological profile based on various cult leaders. What are we doing here? Simple bureaucracy. It'll only take a moment. It will not. Number 13. Are you superstitious? No. What about you? I don't need to be. I was born with bad luck. It's a federal crime to steal mail. I'm not stealing, I'm investigating. I'm a detective, remember? First floor, Baker and Greenbaum, attorneys at law. Second floor, Kingsport Trading Company. And my favorite head doctor, Dr. Helen Schreiner, on the third floor. A poster from the Arkham League for Decency. Stand dry because we voted dry. It's an ad for women's swimsuits. Where exactly are they meant to swim in Arkham? In the filthy Miskatonic River. Oh, newspaper vending machine. Dracula, a Carl Lane production. Lemley? Have you seen it? I lost interest in it when I read that it wasn't faithful to the novel. Respectable. Hey, get out of here. What did the pigeon do to you? I hate them. Well then. Okay, for God's sake, Jack. Okay, I get an achievement for trying to shoot the pigeon. Parrot, what are you doing, Jack? That's when our coin will come in handy. The Arkham Advertiser, this morning's edition. We're in luck. 1 copper in the slot, and we learn where the combustion quack is talking. It works with coins. A penny an issue. And we are too broke to naturally have pennies, apparently. What the hell? There is something in the slot that's stopping me from inserting the coin. No, the rumors are true. Rumors? What rumors? A couple of weeks ago, Mayor Bradley revoked the Miskatonic Herald's license to sell through these machines. I guess he did it in a fit of rage over the article linking him to the Ku Klux Klan. I doubt very much that it's legal. Get to the point. Rumor has it that Herald is sending its peddlers to sabotage the Arkham Advertiser machine. Well, the Fourth Estate wars have just screwed us over. Gun. Okay. Yes, you can. You can do everything with a gun. I hope I can get the gum out with the letter opener. I think this will do the trick. I am a resourceful man. And we still have the letter opener. Ta-da! The renowned parapsychologist Philip Moore visits Arkham. Fans of mystery and the supernatural are in luck, as the famous British popularizer of these topics will visit our city on his North American tour to present his new book, Spontaneous Human Combustion, a Reality. The gathering with his readers will take place tonight at the esoteric bookstore The Ishtar Gate, where, in addition to signing copies, he will give a lecture on the book's chilling subject. I don't think it's chilling, I think it's warming. Odd subject. The bookstore has decided to limit attendance at the event. Leading scholars on the subject and a small but select group of journalists will form the core of the lucky guests invited to the event. However, several cut-out invitations have been made available to the general public and can be found in the pages of this month's issue of Strange Ian's magazine. Okay, so we are going to have to hunt down an invitation, I see. At 25 years of age and following in the footsteps of his father, Patrick Moore, a pioneer in metapsychic research, he has become one of the most famous popularizers of paranormal phenomena thanks to his successful books such as The Visitors and Behind the Veil, which recount the investigations carried out in his native England. Walter Bloch, a correspondent for this newspaper, will attend the event to interview Philip Moore about these strange and unusual events that cause some people to be reduced to ashes without any apparent external source of ignition. Tomorrow, we will invite our readers to discover the mysteries of spontaneous human combustion from one of its greatest experts. The smoothness of a 8, the economy of a 4. Walter Chrysler announces new Plymouth floating power and freewheeling car for $655. Yeah, okay. Really more. That's all, man. The Ishtar Gate. Ring a bell? Yeah, the esoteric bookstore. It's on White Street. But we'll need an invitation. In any case, this is where we are going to end today's episode. Tomorrow we will continue by going to our psychiatrist, and then we'll see how things go. Thank you for watching, everyone, and have a good day. Goodbye.